we do have a quick poll just to ask you how you found this workshop. It'll help us track like how people got here, what methods of communication are working.
Let me see if I can get it going here. Here it comes.
Yeah, if you cannot see the poll, just let us know.
Yeah, if you can't, oh, we got some responses.
Oh, it's working.
All right, good. Wow, look at that.
Mm-hmm. So Reminded Me seems to be working very well. That's good to know. All right, I think that's everybody. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. 7 of 8. Great. All right,
So yeah, it looks like a popular one was like either email or the Remind Me. That's good.
Mm-hmm. That is good. I did a lot like the first 15 minutes just for everybody to like share what they've been doing. So if you can tell me, if you want to share, you don't have to. We can always just skip it. But if you can tell me what you've been doing to stay organized, I do want to hear from everybody, see what everyone's strategies are.
We haven't heard from Joy yet.
That's true.
Joy, do you have any personal strategies of staying organized?
Yes, I do. I usually write things down in my journal, and since I'm like either always on that or my phone, I have it always on me, and I always double check in the morning when I get up, when it's time for class, to see what I have to do that day, or later in the afternoon before preparing dinner to see what I haven't done, if I had checked it off or haven't checked it off.
I like that.
And
so you've
if
been
I
keeping a
did,
checklist?
then good. Yes, kind of thing. And I also check my Blackboard to see if there's anything that needs to be done, or check any notifications either from my email or the Remind app to see if I missed any notification from that as well.
Mm-hmm. Is more than just the honors program using Remind Me right now? Do you have other classes on that too?
Yes, I had other classes that required the Remind Me app, so that's why I'm kind of used to that, checking it frequently.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been using, like, the only thing I have for Remind Me is this honors program. Everything else, like, all my classes have different, they want to get in touch with me in different ways. Mostly Canvas, which is like a Blackboard equivalent.
Oh, that's nice. Nah, like I'm used to checking it like frequently because I had like other classes that required the Remind app, so yeah.
That's very good. It sounds like most people are keeping like written records, right? Is that what I heard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of students. I see Sarah. I know Sophie. We talked last, I don't know, on Sunday. She had mentioned it too. Like a lot of people are still on the paper tracking of what they're doing in their calendar and their day-to-day lives.
Yes.
You guys, look at. Do you see this? See, this is like from 2 days. Like you guys have tasks and checklists. Like,
oh yeah, I do. I still have my sticky notes. Even though I'm trying to go like all remote, I still have my sticky notes. I'll try to show you without breaking anything. Like on my window, I keep them right there.
Yep, that's exactly what I do. Yep, I got my pads. Yep, I still have a variety of like paper, but I still also do electronic. Like Google Calendar runs my life.
Yeah, me too. I've gone full automated. I find. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk over anybody.
No, you're good. I was just going to say I'm a little fancier than you guys. I have like 2 whiteboards that are full.
Mm.
I have my sticky notes. I have my binder, and I am working on using Google Calendar. So
Great. Yeah, I like the whiteboard. I like the whiteboard idea actually, because you can erase. That's good.
The whiteboard is a great idea. Yeah, just what you're saying, erasing it, and plus if I like for the kids, so
oh
if
yeah,
I have
there's
to
one too.
help, remind the kids of what they need to do, or other people what they need to do, or what's for dinner tonight. We're going to put on the whiteboard or sticky note, or send out a text to some people, whoever's going to hopefully plan to eat.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone do anything differently that they'd like to share? I'm not going to force you. I know it takes like a little bit more time to get people like ready to speak in the virtual environment.
Looks like Sarah has a Power Planner app on her phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she told me about it, and I did check it out actually. It's pretty good. If you're not already a Google Calendar user too, I think it might be an easier transition. If you're just like interested in keeping your school tasks like on your phone. Google Calendar is kind of like my whole life.
You can also add that to your Google Calendar.
Yes.
So that it'll put like your class schedule throughout. But I mainly use it to break down day by day, like due dates for what to work on.
Yeah.
Do that, I'm just drowning.
What's really nice about it is it guides you through like each step. So you add a class, and then it's like, okay, what times does the class meet? What days of the week? You can add assignment due dates. So like what I could foresee, especially if you're just working off your phone, you can just go through your syllabus, enter everything at the beginning of the semester, and then you'll be all set. Export that to your Google Calendar, keep it just on your schedule, whatever works best. I thought that was a pretty good app. I'm sure there are others out there too.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Blessings.
Yeah. I try to do my assignments as soon as I see them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I just do.
So you're very proactive.
I try, but then I emailed a professor that if she can please send the exam stuff 3 weeks ahead so that someone could plan and study, because like you can't ask questions immediately. You have to email the professor. So
Right.
And you can ask from other students, and like in my class I don't even know the other students, so how do I cope? I'm like, so that's what I just do.
I feel that. I have last semester when I was taking summer classes at CC, there was a girl in my anatomy and physiology class who would like send out group emails to everybody in the class asking like, does anybody want to study? Do you guys have any like tips for doing well on the test here? And like, I don't know how much success she had because I only saw the emails I got. I really hope she got some bites. She started a discussion board in the Blackboard page. It was the only one. But I have noticed everything is on a time lag. It is hard to get in touch with people.
Yeah.
Like, do your professors have virtual office hours where they like sit in a Zoom meeting?
Like a class, he has like the time, he posted a time for virtual meetings. Yeah. But the other one, I just used to email her. But what I decided to do is, if I don't understand any question, because like there was one I did, it's due on Tuesday, but I said, let me do it as soon as possible and let me submit it to the professor so the professor could criticize and say things. So I got the feedback today, so that the question that maybe I didn't understand, then he explained it better to me. So I'm trying on working on it today and tomorrow, and I'll send it back to him to see how it goes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I do have a couple strategies I've been using. I'll share them with you here.
Yeah, thank you.
I've been going full digital. So for some people, this might not work as well as for others. It depends on how comfortable you are.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm doing, and if you watch the video, some of this will be recap for you. But the first thing I'm doing is I'm putting everything in my Google Calendar, right? You can see it looks crazy, stupid busy. It's not as bad as it looks. What I find that the best advantage to this, because everything for me is online, is that I can have all my Zoom links like preloaded into my like location for each of these, right? So that makes it easy for me to go exactly to where I need. And because I have no reason really to ever leave my apartment and I'm always sitting at my computer, I get notifications 10 minutes before on each of those. So I don't have to like keep checking my calendar, even though I do. I shouldn't, but I try not to, you know, so I can just wait for the notification to come through. I'll know my classes are coming up and then, you know, get ready, go to the bathroom, like make some tea or something, come back, sit down and go through the lecture, do whatever it is that I need to do there. So office hours have been weird in the virtual semester. I do want to stress the advantage of like getting in for your office hours, either just to like ask questions about course material or simply like making yourself known in the virtual environment, because nobody sees your face, right? So when nobody sees your face and you don't make any like in-person connection, you're just a name, which is as good as being anonymous, you know? So I think there's a real advantage to stopping in for your professor's office hours. That sort of thing is going to be really important for honors students because you have to do honors projects anyway, right? But it's also going to be useful if you need a letter of recommendation sometime in the future, or like many times professors are going to be able to key you in on events that are happening on campus, scholarships that'll be available. Getting to know them it's a very good thing. I would highly recommend it. So I'm running all of my professors' office hours on here as well. And the nice thing about that, all those professors, well, actually, with the exception of one, this Dr. Hewitt, she does not have Zoom meetings. You have to schedule in advance. Everyone else just has Zoom meetings that you can drop right into, right? That's super convenient. And then
Hey, Noah,
yeah.
can I ask you just one quick question? So
Go
basically, your strategy is, at least for your courses, is you will, once you get access to the syllabus,
yep,
you will recognize the office hours for your faculty, for all your faculty, and then you will populate those office hours into a calendar of office hours onto your larger Google Calendar.
Yeah. You're right. I should have been more specific. I've gotten overly familiar with like all the stuff that I'm doing. So like, please ask questions. And again, this is just me. So like, you don't have to adopt all the same strategies. But the office hours are their own calendar, right? So I'm trying to remember how you add calendars. Yeah, so you can make a calendar for pretty much anything. You have full creative control here. So I'm running 3 for school. One is just my like UM calendar, all my classes, right? The other one is the office hours. So all my professors like drop-in times. And then the other one is trying to keep me organized and like working on specific assignments, making sure I'm not missing like my readings, making sure I'm not missing like the scheduled, because like I have modular courses where I don't have to do lecture every week. Sometimes I have to watch pre-recorded lecture, do an assignment, do a quiz. It's gotten very complicated. But I'll break that down for you as well. So like this focus time thing, this is just all the free time in my schedule that I've allotted to working on specific classes. Some of this will repeat because my schedule will be mostly normal. Some of it will be unique, like this advising prep. Don't have an advising appointment every week, you know? So wherever I find time in my calendar that like I'm comfortable filling with something else, I'll fill it with that focus time to like prepare for something that I should like prepare for something that I should be ready for, you know, like this meeting. Does anybody have any questions on like the Google Calendar? Is anyone using Google Calendar? Does it seem intimidating or does it seem easy?
Noah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I am working on trying to use my Google Calendar, like I told you guys last time.
High five.
My Google Calendar looks nothing like yours. It's just a bunch of like dots with a thing next to it. Like
Oh, yeah?
was pretty
I know what it is. You're probably on month view, aren't you?
Oh,
Yours looks like this.
yeah.
I'm glad you pointed that out. See, again, I've gotten overly familiar. So like up here, I can barely see this part because my zoom overlay is there. But up here in the top right corner, you can see either daily layout, which will show you your schedule for the day. That's really nice. Week, which for me is the best because then I get a picture of what I have to do today, tomorrow, next day. It makes deadlines easy to track. Or you can do month. And month is useful too. The only things that you'll really see on my monthly outline are like due dates, right?
Yeah.
Like this essay.
Holidays.
Yep. Anything that's an all-day event. So I feel like there was something in there that I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. I can't show this super well because I'm not running Zoom on my phone, right? But there is, you can run a widget on your phone to show you your calendar layout. So you can just scroll down for like every day. This is super useful. And we'll talk about like integrating some of this into the phone in just a minute, but I'll show you the other thing that I'm doing, which has been good for me. And if you prefer checklists, this is a good way to digitize a checklist, right? So I've been using Google Keep. It's just note-keeping software. In here, what you'll mostly see are like little links, other notes that I've saved from like different informational sessions that I've attended, right? Also keep to-dos. So I'm going to be checking for responses from like the labs I've applied to next Monday at 8 a.m. So it'll remind me early in the morning. You can do lists though. And I do really like the list feature. I keep shopping lists on here. Like some of these things I got, I just didn't check them off. This is really nice for like daily to-do lists. I don't usually run it that way because I've offloaded all of that thinking onto my Google Calendar. So I basically keep my to-do list on there. But depending on your preference, the to-do list can work really well. You can make a checklist item. You can put a reminder on it. You can even tag locations, people, places, right? So if you want it to remind you specifically when you make it to GRCC, you can put that reminder on a geotag. So when you make it to campus, it'll buzz you. As to the phone, right? What makes Google Calendar and Google Keep so useful is that it will sync between your devices, right? So I was showing you earlier, like my weekly schedule. I also have a widget I'm running for the month, right? So I just have these on different pages on my, like on my phone, so I can flip right to it. And that's been really good for me. Before the virtual semester, especially during the virtual semester, I'm mostly on the computer. I've also noticed some people, like other people at this school particularly, like everyone's on an Apple computer. And like Apple, the Macs have like a built-in scheduler. I think you can sync it with your Google Calendar. If I had my choice, I would default to Google. But depending on whatever your software preferences are, there's tons of different calendar softwares. They all share a lot of functionality. If you want them on all of your devices, though, you're going to have to use like a Google product.
Hey,
So,
Noah,
yeah.
can you go back to your Google Calendar?
Yes.
Can you, let's do like an example. Can you, let's do an example of how an appointment gets created, and then how does the appointment show up on your calendar, and then how you can set your notification settings to be 10 minutes, 1 day, 1 week.
Great. For sure.
And you can send the appointment to me.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you want to meet with me next Friday at 2:00.
Yeah. So if I wanted to meet with Michael, right, all I could do is you click somewhere on the calendar, it'll default to a 1 hour appointment, right? You can change the time settings up in here. So maybe I wanted it at 9:30 instead. It'll bump it up. Maybe it's only 30 minutes. So I'll do until 10. And then if I add a guest, right? So Michael, That will notify him, and it will also try to sync with his calendar, right? I don't have to use this function very much because usually I'm on the receiving end of the appointment, not on the making end of the appointment, as is probably true for most of you. But the nice thing is other people who are using the calendar, and most people like at GRCC, your faculty, are going to be using a Google Calendar, right? You can cross-reference their availability. I don't think it's showing me your availability, Michael. It's just showing me my availability.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's because I don't have permission to see it. But yeah, not a big deal on that one. So the other
And you can color
functionality-
coordinate it.
Yes. The colors are really nice. I usually just use like red for important, and then different colors for each of my classes. The default color blue is going to be like miscellaneous stuff that only happens once. The reminder function, super useful. 10 minutes before is the default. You can always change that. Otherwise, you can set custom reminders an hour before, a day before. If you want, you could even do weeks before.
I really like this feature because you can add more than one notification. So you can have it set to be 1 day prior, 1 hour prior, and 10 minutes prior.
Right. So if we open the full settings,
yeah,
you'll see. I often do this as well. We're all set for like 1 day before, just so I'm primed. And then if it's important, give it an hour and then the 10 minutes. That way there's no chance that I miss it. Each time it'll ping me on my computer and my phone.
Now this is really important because particularly if you're having a meeting with somebody important, like your faculty member, and they too are going to get these reminder notifications, right? Or whoever you're meeting with, they're going to be getting these reminder notifications too. So, and what I do like about that is if you use the app, you'll get the notifications on your phone, which I know like 100% of you use your phone and use notifications. And for me, I appreciate notifications. I too need those reminders.
Yeah, so the last thing you'll see here that I want to touch on in the like event creation is the location. So I'm just putting my Zoom, I'm just putting the Zoom meetings there, you know. When I had physical classes, I would put the physical class there. I would just write like Calkins 205, right? So I just walk right to it, never have to second guess. For the virtual semester, this has been super useful. I don't know how else to put it really. That way I can organize my Zoom links. I know them all ahead of time. I'm not like digging through my email inbox trying to find it, or like digging through a Canvas page or a Blackboard page trying to find where I'm supposed to go. I have it preloaded in there. The last thing I wanted to talk about with regards to scheduling like that is where to find the important information. I assume by now you've probably already read over your syllabus, right? I assume that's something honors students do. If you have not already built your calendars, building your calendar off of your class syllabi, like in Google Calendar, easiest way to introduce yourself to all the functionality, right? You'll get used to it. You have time to mess up. You have time to make mistakes. You'll discover all the features. You'll figure out how you want to color code things, exactly what kind of reminder settings you want. So I would encourage you, if this is something you want to adopt, or even if you just haven't done so already, to dig through your syllabus for each of your classes, and then the Blackboard page, right?
Noah, can I mention one more thing?
Yeah.
All the colors and all the boxes that you have on here can certainly look daunting. And I don't
that's what I don't want to hold on.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what?
but it's good. But I don't want students to think like, holy cow, I gotta input all of those individually. No. So if you have a class that's Tuesdays and Wednesdays, there's a way that you can create that appointment so that
they replicate.
every week for the next 15 weeks, I'm going to have this class from 1 to 3 on Wednesdays or Mondays and Wednesdays, and then it'll just pre-populate it for 15 weeks.
Yes,
so
we should have gone over that.
Yeah, it's only one time that you have to hit submit, not like 30 times that you have to input that into a calendar.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see that like I have weekly events that like every week it looks the same, right? So every other week looks a lot less daunting. This week looks bad because I've built it, this week. Next week, I'll do it again. But all the stuff that remains the same, all these events that are just replicated through time, my lectures and my discussion sections, they just have a setting. My overlay's always in the way. So they just have a setting where you can set when they repeat, right? So mine already built for Monday, Wednesday, the dates of the lecture at the time of the lecture until the end of December, right? If you were doing this for a class, it's very easy. Say you have like a Monday, Wednesday class, you can set the repeat. It's just under custom. It's very intuitive, I think. So every 1 week, you would set it to Monday and Wednesday at your class time. Let's say your class ends, like your exam date is like December 16, right? So whatever time you set that to, 10:30, this class will be created Monday and Wednesday, 10:30 every week, all the way out through December. So this is what I mean by it is really very easy to do. And I think Michael raises a good point that it looks very daunting when it's all like been completed, right? But usually this is something I do in the week before classes begin. It takes like maybe 2 hours to comb through all my syllabus and just build the schedule, get all the due dates on there. So if you have not done it already, I would suggest that you do that. If you're working on a paper calendar, and like you already have all your due dates in there, you already got all your classes in there and everything, it'll be even easier to translate. And then it's just a matter of preference, right? You can experiment with it. If you don't like having the notifications on your phone, if you don't like the digital calendar, you can always do what's most comfortable for you. It's simply for the digital semester. I believe that like having your links preloaded, being able to communicate with other calendars, which is like, at least here at UM, it is very, very common, right? Every appointment I make will send me a preloaded link to add the event to my Google Calendar. So being able to operate like that, it takes a lot of the organizational work off of you, and it automates a lot of the like hard labor of remaining organized and remembering your classes, having all of the Zoom links like in place, assuming you have classes on Zoom. But real quickly, I was going to ask like if anybody had found any important information or discrepancies between their class syllabus and like emails they received or Blackboard, because this is something I've run into. Has anyone encountered that?
Are you saying like, meaning like the faculty said on their syllabus that their office hours are on Fridays at 2 o'clock?
Yes.
And then Blackboard, it says it's Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Yes, that is precisely what I'm talking about. Yeah. Have you guys not run into it? I'm glad.
I think in general, because there's a lot of, like, it's common, probably faculty are copying and pasting, information from previous semesters syllabi, and then they forgot that they changed their office hours, but it didn't get reflected in the Blackboard or wherever it is.
Yep. To that point, I was just going to say, when I find information that doesn't match up, right, which has happened like just maybe once or twice, I'll get like a broken Zoom link, or I'll find 2 different office hours. Typically, the latest, like whichever is newest, and then if you can find that information in more than one place, that's what I'll default to. Otherwise, I just ask. So we're like 5 minutes ahead of schedule. Do you guys have any questions? I know I threw a lot at you. I can tell I am overly familiar with the software. So if like you haven't started I have to imagine that like some of it seems complicated.
No,
I just have a quick question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever felt overwhelmed like the first time you tried to use this calendar? Because I mean,
Yes.
looking at it, I mean, it's great, but since I never had used it, I mean, I kind of felt like that as I was watching the,
Oh.
the video.
Yeah,
A
that's
little
all right.
overwhelmed.
I want to actually show you. So, like, yes, I've been overwhelmed by my calendar, but I want to see if I can pull up like my old calendars from like class last winter, right? Because that didn't look as crazy because when everything was in person, it was a lot easier to. My like Zoom is all over the place. So this is what my classes used to look like, right? There was a lot less information because everything wasn't all virtual. Now that everything's virtual, I have to put everything, like I have to put links in there. I put my advising appointments in there. And it just takes up more space. But like very basically, this is what it could look like. It could just be your times, and then I got work blocked out in there. Did I annotate my screen? Sorry about that. So
the other thing that you can do with this for folks that might have boyfriends or girlfriends or spouses or whatnot, you can share your calendar with whomever that you would want to have access to your calendar to be able to see things. I think it's neat too. So again, like it's a great idea here that Noah sees, or at least he puts on here his work schedule, so you can block that out. And then, but you can also put on, my son or daughters, they're babysitting or, you could use it however you want to use it.
And I used to have like a couple friends' calendars on here. I removed those a while ago because it was getting a little cluttered. But like really, again, the real advantage here is that like your faculty and the institution are using Google Calendar, right? So even if it's a little bit uncomfortable for you, if you can get used to doing that, especially as things are being more and more virtualized, like having that digital calendar is going to make it easier and easier to integrate like extracurriculars, office hours, advising appointments, any type of meeting into your schedule. Because if you have to write it down on paper, you're going to be consulting more than one source. And then like if you get an automated link to like a calendar appointment, right, you're going to be consulting that email again later instead of just having it automatically remind you.
Thank you. No, that was great explanation.
Thank you. I'm glad you think so. When we got into the flow of it, I was like, oh no, this is like way too much.
Yeah, I think obviously starting off simple is going to be the best approach to do it. And then as you get more and more comfortable and familiar with it, you'll figure out all the savvy ways to use it, to color coordinate it. And before you know it, you're 2 weeks into using Google Calendar and now it's running your life.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really how it is though. Like, because before, like you saw what my Google Calendar looked like when I was just like not using it to run my life, right? This is not crazy. I just have my lectures on here, like exam date. It's just reminding me work schedule. So it's keeping a basic structure. Now that everything has gone digital, it does run my life to the point where like anything that I do, if I schedule something like these discussion sections for like an extracurricular, they give me a calendar appointment. My advising appointments, I get a calendar. Events for my major, I get a calendar, right? All of this stuff, like internships, calendars. So
I also noticed on there, Noah, that you have access to the GRCC Honors Program calendar.
I do, yes. So if we trim it down to just the honors stuff, you will see that GRCC publishes a honors program calendar, right? So this has your due date as well for the contracts. Oops. So this sort of thing, again, super useful. you won't have to make all of your due dates, right? Some of them will be provided for you. And that's been a huge help to me. All right, what's the time? So for the last 15 minutes, I did have scheduled a Q&A. I already kind of opened it up if you guys had any questions. I do want to encourage you to ask, or again, share what you're doing. Let me know if this sounds like this is not going to work for me, or maybe it could work for me, but I'm not sure where to start.
Hey, Noah.
Yes.
Can you go through Google Keeps again? Just kind of show me how to use that.
Well, I can't see my tabs. One sec. Okay. So the way I'm using Google Keep, you'll see I just have like a bunch of miscellaneous stuff here.
Can you quick show how do you get access to Keep?
Oh, yeah. So anybody is going to be able to, let me get an account that doesn't have it yet. So anyone's going to be able to use Keep right out of the box, right? It's just going to ask you, it's going to give you like the usual Google thing, right? Where it'll give you notifications, and then it'll say notes appear here, right? So it'll introduce you to all the functionality as you do stuff. So if I take a note, I could say, take out the trash. See, I'm expecting it to tell me about the reminder. It didn't. Maybe if it was on your phone, it would remind you, but it's super easy to use. There's not like a steep learning curve. And I usually find that most people have like very personalized ways of using this technology. So for me, my Keep is just like anything that pops into my brain that I don't want to forget, but I'm not going to address right now. Helps when I'm out and about. And then when I finally make it to the store, I can consult that list I've been building for like a week, right? For other people, Google Keep takes the form of like their due dates. So like I know a guy who, whenever he hears about an assignment in class, he writes it on Keep, puts the reminder in for like the next day, right, to do it. So it depends again on like comfort level. Like the way I am using this software is not the only way to use the software. Like I'm just showing you my way and trying to showcase the functionality.
Noah, they're asking if you can share your email address, and then they can kind of contact you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they have any questions.
Hold on, I don't have my chat pulled up.
And then Elena said she recommends using the dark mode.
I'm a light mode kind of guy right now. I don't use all the dark mode.
What's dark mode?
Oh, it just changes the like it.
The ambiance,
sure we can turn
the
it
background.
On. Yeah. So it's easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people prefer dark mode. I prefer light mode, but I'm always like I always set my computer up so that I get a lot of natural light coming at me. So like the contrast doesn't like bother me very much. And then I use the blue light filter function. So like after 7 p.m., the screen dims, you get less blue spectrum anyway. So the dark mode hasn't been like super important for me. But I know a lot of people prefer it for eye strain. But I'll share with you my email. And don't worry, I was going to share that with you anyway at the end. So I will just say, fair warning, I usually get to emails pretty quick. I'm going to tell you the same thing that everyone tells me, is that unless it's a weekend, 24 hours, right? You can expect me to respond within 24 hours. Usually I'm babysitting my email inbox from like 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? So you'll pretty reliably get a response within that window. All right, sorry, I have not been watching the chat. Leave your email. I'm a clicker. Yeah, see, I'm a hotkey kind of guy.
A hotkey?
Yeah. Like, keystrokes on your computer to get stuff done. Like, so instead of clicking for a new tab, I'll just hit Control T. Instead of clicking the X, I'll hit Control W.
Wow, that's advanced.
Advanced, yes. No, it's one of these digital native things. If you grew up on a web browser, you just kind of pick it up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, does everyone feel confident? Are you excited about Google Calendar? Are you ready for it to change your life?
Oh, we should do a poll.
Yeah, we should. Can I build one on the fly?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Actually, if I click it, it just shows me the poll results.
Yeah.
Do I have that right as like co-host?
I don't think so.
Bummer.
But, I mean, people can respond to a question on chat.
Yes, you can. So do you feel prepared? Do you feel ready? Do you feel like this technology is good for you?
On
You
a
can
scale
simply say
of
yes or
1
no.
to 5, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to crush this Google. I'm ready to have Google take over my life.
A 3? Yes. That's good. A 3 is like 60%. You're more than halfway there. Rounding up, that's 1. A 4? Yeah, it really does, though.
No,
Sherry, a 5. Yes.
I want to say something, okay?
Yeah.
You using Google Calendar makes it look, well, I guess let me rephrase that. I just started using Google Calendar, and when I first started, I felt like a complete idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I could not navigate it, and it was hard to get a hold of. But I have been using it for when was our last meeting? Since Sunday. So
Sunday, yeah.
almost a week. And you just showed me how to make it look fancy with colors by changing the
Yeah.
view. And it gets easier. I just want to tell people who are, if you are new, it gets easier and it becomes fun. You will want to play with it very often.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It becomes cathartic. You start to like it.
It's intimidating though. Like it's scary in the beginning where you're like, oh my God. You can even add colors and you can change to whatever tones you want. So it gets fancy. It will get easier. It's just
Now,
the beginning
Sophie,
of it is always hard.
Do you have the app for your phone?
I don't, but I just found out that you can. So I
That's
will.
that's next level, right? That is a game changer right there.
Yeah, it really is though. Making the events from the phone is actually in some ways a little bit easier too. Like if you want to get it done in 1 or 2 clicks, like I load up my calendar with information. So for some of that, it's easier to do on the PC, but.
Also, I struggled with one thing and I figured it out, and I'm not sure if, it's me being dumb, but when in your Google Calendar, when you add an event, if it is a Zoom and it has a Zoom link, the Zoom link will need to be copied and placed in the location.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay. So
you could put
I did not know that.
Yeah, you could put it elsewhere. It doesn't really matter where you put it. I just put it in the location because the location will show up like on your phone. Mm-hmm. I wish I could show you my phone better.
Yeah, or you could put it in the description.
Yeah. So
oftentimes
you can do either.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just going to try to show. Like you can see the Zoom link on there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it just shows in the summary. Reminds me that it's digital, but that's everything right now. So.
Can you pull up one of our honors ambassadors appointment, because that will show you how the Zoom link gets.
Oh, these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what the pre-made appointments look like, and like Michael did a really good job here, right? So all he's done is he's done the same things that we looked over, where the location is set. You can tell by the little icon to the Zoom meeting. And then this is like the notification, right?
Like in the description. Yeah.
Yep. And then the description here of what it's about. And then it'll tell you what calendar it's from and who made it. So you'll get a lot of these. Like I have a couple of these. I'm trying to think of like what I have from other calendars on here. Yeah, OSTEM mass meeting. I thought these were other calendars. Maybe they're not. But again, that's where it's nice. Other people will take the work off for you. So you don't have to put everything in all on your lonesome.
So another kind of like tip, and maybe it's more of a habit. of making a habit of obviously looking at your calendar the day before of what you're going to be doing the next day and or the following day, right?
Absolutely.
That's really important because then you can kind of set your mind. So when you go to sleep, you know, all right, I'm going to be doing X, Y, or Z on Monday, but I also know on Tuesday, I got that meeting on Tuesday that I need to prepare for.
Yeah, it really helps. Like, that's why I have it on my phone, because every time I check my phone, I swipe over the Google Calendar just out of force of habit, and it will show me the events for today, the events for tomorrow, next day, right? So I'm constantly priming myself with like what's on the schedule. And this is why people say it's such a game changer, right? Like the reason I'm such a big advocate, the reason Michael's advocating for it, and Elena here is saying that it changed her life, is because like the timekeeping that you do on Google Calendar is just so much different than the type of timekeeping I'm capable of doing on my own, where like the amount of productive time that I'm able to like fit into my schedule is just way higher, because I'm not constantly consulting my own memory. I'm leaning on the computer, which has perfect memory, perfect recall. It has a perfect timer, right?
And those notifications.
Yes, the notifications, for real. Like I can ask it to remember for me at a specific time when I would most like to know.
Now, Noah, this could actually be really convenient, but I've just noticed that you have a new appointment on Saturday night.
Oh, hold on.
Now, before clicking on that, tell everybody that when you receive a new calendar invite, it's going to come across as a white box.
Yep. See, I couldn't even see that. I was looking for one of those events. It was underneath my Zoom stuff.
I'm ready to go. Can I get invited?
I'll send it to you. But yeah, whatever this is, right? Some Fortnite party. I got invited. You can respond yes, no, maybe, right? So if I tell them yes, it'll fill in and it'll become an official part of my calendar. If I tell them no, it'll cross out, do the strike through. It'll remain as a ghost. Maybe we'll go back.
Say yes.
You want me to say yes? I don't want to go.
Now, no, though, this is important. When you do say yes, the person that set up that meeting,
yeah, they'll get a notification.
They'll get a notification, and particularly if there's food involved for that event. Now, this obviously is virtual or whatever it is, but that's why people that do eventing, they really count on you to say yes and or no so that they can prepare the amount of food or whatever, that they need to prepare to bring.
It's an RSVP, so they'll know. Like, they probably got a ping when I clicked yes. Google might wait like a couple seconds in case you accidentally clicked yes and you changed to no, but I'm not sure about that. I can just tell you that I do know that you get an email when somebody responds to your event, right?
This looks like a good event. There's like a singer rapper guy that's going to be there.
It's a
that's what I said to say yes, because it looks really fun.
There was like this Jaden Smith concert that they were running too. I think that was like first week. I wonder if it's on here. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, here it is. A TikTok event. Right? These when these come through, I kind of ignore them, I'll be honest.
So this is like people doing TikTok videos?
Hold on, actually. I don't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, Jaden Smith will show off his TikTok co-branded merch and discuss his new album, CTV3 Cool Tape, Volume 3, on a global live stream on his Jaden account with Addison Rae on August 30th at 5. Yeah, I guess it was on TikTok.
No clue what that means.
Me neither. I didn't understand. I didn't understand myself. I was like, Jaden Smith, you mean Will Smith's kid, the one with like the stupid Twitter account? He's like, he's always saying these like faux deep things. Like if our eyes aren't real, how can mirrors be real? Maybe I should have gone. Yeah, well, thank you all for coming. Again, I want to just let you know, if you have questions, any concerns, you can say so here. You can email me later. I'm happy to be a resource for you. I'll always respond as quickly as I can. We will be doing more of these in the future. So make sure you're checking your honors calendar, load it into your Google Calendar if you so choose. All of these events will be on there. Otherwise, as you know, they'll be coming through on Remind Me. They'll be coming through on your email as well.
And I just sent out a new poll. If there's 3 questions on here, if you guys can ask or answer those questions. Yeah, thanks Noah for organizing this. This was great. I think this was very helpful. I was already a big fan of Google, so I was thankful that you focused on Google, because me having to relearn anything else would have been challenging.
Oh no, it's not so bad. Like when Sarah sent me the, I can't remember the name of the app, the Power Planner, right? I was like, I know I'm not going to convert to Power Planner, right? Because I've already invested so much.
Right, yeah.
But it's really not that bad. To build a whole schedule for like a whole semester, it usually takes me 2 hours. I suspect it would take about as long with the Power Planner thing, just to get everything in there, double check, have it all repeat until the end of the semester, get your deadlines in, right? It is not tremendously laborious. And then once your calendar starts looking crazy, like this, right? It becomes way easier to find time to get things that you want to get done, right? So like this resume lab, the advising appointment, virtual coaching, this information session, this one, these are all optional, right? But because they give me an array of times, I can see exactly when I'm available. I can schedule it to fit perfectly between the events in my schedule, right? So that's how I end up on Zoom from like 10 until 7:30. As much as I hate it, as much as I don't want to be staring at my computer for that long, I can get a lot done in one day.
I see that Sherry is with us.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherry, for next week, I know that you're going to be coordinating the next coffee hour. Did you want to give a little plug for your coffee hour that's next week?
Yeah, sure. So next week is going to be purely just fun. And we're going to just have a trivia night about like just general trivia, and then have some honors programs questions in there. And yeah.
So it's going to be next Wednesday, the 16th. It's on your Google calendars. It's already there. It's on the honors program Google calendar. I believe there's already a Zoom link there on the 16th, and from 7 to 8. Sherry's going to facilitate that quiz, or what are we calling it?
Just like the trivia
game night. And there will be prizes. There will be prizes that you do not want to miss out.